All right, guys. So today we're going to go over your business setup external. So this is your external business setup. In the last videos, we went over internal business setup. This is basically everything from like your LLC to getting your bank account set up and all that stuff. We're assuming that all of that is done now, and now we're into the real meat and potatoes, and we're actually setting up the functionality portion of the business. So today we're going to go over, because there is a lot here, but we're going to go over just four of them, okay? This is on my school website. I'm a real estate investing coach, if you will, and this is literally what my paying members see. So today we're going to go over four. The first four: wholesalers, contractors, painters, and roofers. And we're going to talk a little bit about them, and I want you to answer questions as you go. If you haven't already seen me, know about me, kind of thing, my name is w.dauria. I went full-time in real estate investing in 2018. I built up a portfolio of 30 tenants, became financially free actually in the same year as I actually started. I hustled that year, and I still do it as of today. I think last year I bought $4 or $5 worth of properties directly through real estate wholesalers. Okay, and that's where we are going to start here today. My coaching is basically access to me. You ask questions directly to me. I answer your direct questions personally. So I'm not going to have thousands of people. I am going to limit the group. But I'll put a link down in the description below if you're interested in looking into that. Wholesalers, guys, this is the meat and potato about the entire business, is finding lots of wholesalers. You're going to get some good ones, some bad ones, but you want lots and lots of wholesalers. I wrote all this, so I'm going to read it so I don't miss anything because there is a lot of information here. And I'll pause and go over some stuff here and there. Finding wholesalers, the heart of the business, can be done via Facebook investor groups. That's probably the best way to do it now. Back in the day, I used to use REI meetups, real estate investing meetups. If you do a lot of that, awesome. Do them both. But you can do a lot of this today online. So Instagram as well, Instagram groups. Let's see here, other social media groups as well. I mean, it doesn't have to be one or the other. You can Google's not that great because a lot of the big wholesalers, or some of the big wholesalers might be on Google, but a lot of the wholesalers are not on Google. Okay. REI meetups, I mentioned that. I find social media, I already mentioned that as well. Okay, yeah. So when you find a wholesaler, let's just say online, you're going to reach out to them and you're going to say, hey, and you might, okay, let me back up a little bit. You're going to be a part of a real estate investing group online on Facebook, okay, or Instagram, whatever. And then you're going to say this, okay, to a group of 100,000 investors potentially, okay? Hey, for instance, my name is William. I'm looking for wholesalers in the Dallas area. I would love to see what your current or active inventory. I'm just gonna say it. Your current inventory or upcoming inventory may be. Please put me on your email list and send me everything you got now and in the future. Okay, that's kind of the meat and potatoes of what you need to be saying. And you're going to get some responses from wholesalers, and make sure that you're asking this question like every once in a while, because not everybody in that entire group is going to see that one post that one time. And you want to make sure to say, hey, just bought a property in Dallas, I'm looking for another one. Does anybody else have any discounted properties through a wholesaler or whatever? Anybody have anything they'd like to share with me, kind of thing, whatever. All right, so let's see here. I kind of just started blabbing here. Please put me on your email list. Who's a wholesaler? Who here is a wholesaler? That's great, because everybody that replies and might just say I am and leave it at that. You can directly DM them and say, hey, here's my number. Let's call. Let's chat for a minute. Let's see if we can work together, right? I mean, like, what wholesaler's not going to want to talk to you? You're an active cash buyer, okay? Now, you might say, I'm not a cash buyer. I don't have that much money to buy all these properties. That's cool, because I didn't write a check for whatever I bought last year, $4 million worth of properties. I paired it with hard money lending, right? Hard money lending will also pay for 100% of your rehabs if you want to do it like that as well, okay? So you position yourself to tell everybody that you're a cash buyer because you're using hard money lending, which is basically the same as cash at the closing table. Okay. All right. That will get the conversation going. Be sure to ask if they have a website with active inventory. If they do, save them to the top of your desktop where you can see it every day and you can click and you can check their inventory every single day. Okay. 70%. I buy 70% of ARV minus repairs. Okay. Let me just give you quick math. If it's worth $400,000, I buy at 280 grand minus repairs. Let's pretend I need $30,000 repairs. My offer on that is 250,000. I don't care what they're asking. They can be asking 295. That's great. I'm at 250,000. If you can do this, great. If not, we'll move on to something else and maybe we'll meet again later, right? Or connect on something later, I should say. All right. So that'll get the conversation going. Be sure to ask if they have a website. Yes. Best deals go fast. Guys, like when I say if you find a good deal, if it's actually a good deal, it's probably going to be sold that day or at least in 24 hours. Okay? All the good deals go really, really fast. It's the deal that you've seen for the last 2 weeks. I don't even look at that deal a second time. I don't even care if they drop the price. That means they're probably so overpriced. Too many investors have looked it over already. Um, yeah, so just one good wholesaler can add six figures a year to your business. I probably have, I don't know, between 50 and 100 wholesalers. Most of them I don't do business with. They send me stuff, I look, doesn't work, but it's the good ones that you kind of weed out. It's a numbers game. That's exactly what it is. Wholesalers are not like real estate agents. Having many is okay and 100% recommended in this business. To this day, I'm still building a wholesale network. The more the better. I just said that. Let's see here. People you need to acquire for your team. Now, when I say team, I don't mean W-2 employees that you're constantly paying. These are all 1099 people. You use them when you need them. Other than that, they probably have their own business. Okay, we're gonna go over three of these because I don't want this video being too long. Right? Let me see here. Wholesaler. Yeah. Okay. Contractors. GCs, general contractors. Okay. This person will make or break your business. Make or break your business. If you get a good GC, you will have him for lots and lots of years. If you get a bad GC, get him out of that project as quick as possible. Now you might be saying, how do you do that? When you find a GC that you want to try them on something small. Say, I know this entire house needs to be painted. Let's just use this as an example, right? However, I want you to paint these 2 bedrooms and stop. Or maybe even 1 bedroom and stop. I want to see your work. Okay. I want to see how long did it take you if you're not getting charged a flat rate. What the quality of work is. Are they leaving it a mess? And if they're not good, you get them out before they destroy the place and cost you lots of money. Okay. And if they do that good, then have them do 2 more bedrooms. Let's pretend it's a 4 bedroom house, right? We're just only concentrating in the bedrooms. Then come check again, right? Kind of like throttle them a little bit, right? And if they've shown, hey, they did a good job, cool. All right, now paint the main area, right? And throttle them a little bit. And then we'll get to the hallways, then we'll get to the ceilings if needed. Then we can, start working on some other stuff, right? But I usually start with painting because if they're a sloppy painter, I mean, you could definitely have a paint crew and a GC for sure. I actually do that a little bit myself. But you need to know what he can do and what he can't do. And if he says he can do it and he can't do it, what else is he saying he can do and really can't, right? Don't want him to be trying plumbing for a first time on your house. All right, so contractors, best way is social media to ask other investors who they use and who they recommend. Guys, I can't say that enough. In your local area, that's why in my last videos, you need to concentrate on buying in a small area, okay? Like for me, it's Dallas and Fort Worth and surrounding cities, okay? And if you, it could be, If you're in Florida, it could be all of Miami. If you're in Los Angeles, it could be all, or California, it's in all of Los Angeles, right? Don't try to buy in Los Angeles and Ohio and Miami and Dallas and some other place in Nebraska. Like, focus on a very small, I say small, it could be 75-mile bubble. You know what I mean? That can vary a little bit. But you want the people that you find to be local and willing to go out there. Okay. And this is the same for, well, we're only going to talk about these three. You want your contractor to be able to go to these deals, right? You want your painter to be able to go out there. You want your roofer to be able to go out there. Because if you're buying really far away, now the team that you built can't even help you. Now you're finding new people and starting all over again in Timbuktu, right? It's just too risky. Plus, you'll be a jack of all trades and a master at none. All right. Just to be sure, check into company name. Google, use it. Okay. Look for their name. Look for reviews. Get references. That's also, hey, show me some before and after pictures. Like, a contractor that does stuff for a living should have lots of pictures, guys. I mean, it's the age of everybody has a phone. I'm sure there's some before pictures or something they can get. And if they can't, it's kind of a red flag, right? Not everybody keeps up, and definitely not everybody does a social media presence. I get it, right? Uh, but GCs you want to spend time on. If you get the GC wrong, it's going to cost you tens of thousands of dollars. Um, okay, so references, pics of jobs they've done, finding a solid GC is crucial, blah, 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 blah. Okay, I'm not necessarily reading these all over again. I'm just kind of, all right, painters. This painting crew, right? This group of contractors is what I find to be the hardest ones to find in the business, okay? Now, GCs can do it, especially if the GCs have a crew, right? If they do, awesome. That takes care of your painters. Let's assume your GC doesn't have painters, okay? And you need a GC to do GC stuff and then just painters to get in and get out, right? Okay. This I find to be the hardest crew to find. Be prepared to have to speak with many and possibly fire many along the way until you find a good crew. So true, guys. Just be prepared, okay? Finding an investor. Okay, let me back up. People might be asking, okay, well, what's a good price, right? Like $2 a square foot, give or take. Like, that's like an investor friendly price, okay? So if it's a 4,000 square foot home, about $8,000, give or take, right? Like, I say give or take because, adding the baseboards could add a little bit, and, adding some additional trim stuff. But, like, that's you should be able to find a decent painter that's been doing this for a while. Also, you can look at Home Depot. You can also you can steal some contractors from, like, I don't want to name them, but some big home builders, right? You see them, they're going into houses. It says ABC painting on the outside, right? On their van outside. I don't know, maybe chat with them because they don't work. They're not owned by the builder generally. The builder is hiring them because they've done so many jobs and they're good. You can use them too, right? That's how you could find them. Okay, so finding an investor in the area that can give you a good reference is a good source. Also, early morning Home Depot or Lowe's. Let's see here. Be sure to find a crew willing to service your entire area. Guys, if you find a crew that's great, but they don't want to drive more than 15 miles, it's probably going to be a problem. You want to find a crew that's willing to drive. Look, if the job's $8,000, driving 60 or 70 miles for an $8,000 job I'd do that all day long if that's what it took. All day. Okay? Can't always get jobs in your backyard. Um, yeah, you don't want to have to find a new crew in every city that you're buying properties because your painter is just too lazy to drive. I don't know what else to call it. 75 minute, yeah, okay. All right, so roofers, this is gonna be the last one we talk about today. It's already a 14-minute video. Roofers can be done via Google reviews in a lot of cases. Roofers aren't entirely hard to find or come by. Find somebody that's got good reviews. The pricing is going to be all over the place. For instance, I have a roofer that just did a job for $17,000. It was a big house. It was my neighbor's house, big house, and he got a quote from just Joe Schmo Roofing, whoever it was before, right, for $25,000. Okay, but I have a roofer, and I know they're good. Okay, so the average roofer, you what I'm saying is you want to get quotes. Okay, like 3 quotes maybe. 4 or 5. And I don't want you to waste people's time though. Okay, but I do want you not to get screwed over when it comes to roofing costs, because $25,000 quote versus a $17,000 quote, it's the exact same roof with the same warranty from the same from the same supplier, right? It makes no difference. One person just wants to make a lot more per job. The other one just wants to earn your business long term. Okay. Um, all right, so let me read this so we don't miss anything. Find the top 3, have them quote the job. Yeah. The big ticket items, such as roofing, typically have reviews online, unlike painters for some reason in the area. A lot of these roofers are going to have well, I should say, are going to have Google reviews. Anybody cutting a check for $10,000 plus is pretty amped to leave a review, especially if it's bad. So the chances of you actually finding some reviews that you can actually dig into on a company are pretty good when it comes to, like the big stuff, like plumbers. A lot of time have reviews. Roofers, I find, have good or a lot of reviews, at least to look there. Once you find one you like, I typically stick with them and build a long-term relationship. Good people worth holding on to. Okay, that's all we're gonna go over with on this video. If you guys got questions, let me know down below. I'll send the link to my school page down below. It's a 7-day free trial, all access. That means you can look at everything, you can analyze everything, you can use me like you've been paying for the full 7 days, ask me questions, all that good stuff to see if we're a good fit for each other. Other than that, see you guys around.